Australia was it was amazing, but the weirdest trip I think I've had in a while. Like, you know, honestly, I've traveled a lot and I always have really good luck with trips. Like typically nothing really goes wrong.
I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Like weirdly get lucky on flights and all the things,
always,
right?
I just am lucky. God
Things
likes
just
me.
work out for you.
God likes me. He blesses everywhere I go.
There are so
And,
many people that secretly hate you right now. Just want
This
to.
guy. Never had a delayed
But
flight.
so the week before I was leaving, I didn't realize that I needed a visa. So then my visa got denied. Then the visa literally got approved the day that I left. So I had my first ever international ER visit. Never had to go to the ER on a trip before, but I had to go here.
That was a fun story to watch on Instagram. Ask at livebeard.com.
Not ask. What you don't understand is
The spot opened up literally next door. That's a
it's
big
real.
freaking win for the company because
we
this
started this show because
Spencer and Anthony.
it's crazy how loyal
guys were
is
thirsty for some
one of the
real-
encouraging men to be the best version. Ask us anything.
Welcome to the Beardsmen.
That is a good question.
you know, you got 14 hours, let's say. A little bit burnt out, unmotivated.
Week, not their birthday.
I gotta extend it.
Welcome to the Beardsmen, the show where we talk, mock, and never walk away from the conversation. I am here with the Beardsmen, Spencer and Mink.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Spence.
My name is Mink, and man, we started this show because as the founders of Live Bearded, we've had the privilege to have conversations with thousands of dudes over the years. It's our favorite thing that we do here, and we wanted to bring the conversation to you and talk about the experience of being a man in the wild world we live in today.
It's fucking crazy out there.
Wild West.
Yeah, guys, this is an Ask Us Anything. Literally, there's nothing off the table. If it's health, wellness, fitness, behind the scenes, Live Bearded, what it means to be a man, whatever that means to you, ask whatever questions you have. We'll dig if they're good enough to clarify.
Put
if
us
they're
on
good
the
enough.
spot.
Put us on the spot. We'll give you our opinion for whatever it's worth. And JR, if they have any questions, how are they going to get them to us?
You can submit your questions by emailing us at ask@livebearded.com, or you can comment them below, and that's how we will find them.
You know
go.
what?
Throw 'em up.
I think I just remembered something that we haven't been doing. Did you say where we talk, mock,
I didn't
and
say
never
it.
walk
I
away?
didn't say it in episode 9. I caught myself halfway through.
That's okay.
And I
This
was
is
like,
the
my
show
ADD
where
brain.
we
talk, mock, and never walk away from the conversation.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's what we do.
You can ask us anything you want, and we'll talk, we'll
Throw 'em
mock.
up.
I said
but
it
we
for this
won't
one,
walk
though.
away
We said
from
it
the
for this one.
conversation.
But
Did
we
you?
said it. Yeah, but now we said it twice to make up
Yeah,
for
yeah.
episode.
We forgot
9.
on
now
the
they know
last
for
one.
sure. We made up for the last one.
So-
we're even now.
Yeah,
It's fine.
perfect. How you
Yep.
guys doing?
Good.
Great.
Doing good.
What's new in the world today for you guys? JR, what you been going? What you been doing?
You want to talk about that?
You want to talk about that? I was going to ask you how down under was.
Oh,
Mink
yeah.
just got back from an awesome trip in
Oh,
Australia.
that's way more interesting than
So
my
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I was going
But-
to talk about that laptop thing, but
Oh, well, we'll come back.
Australia's
let's
way
come
more
back to
interesting.
that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a TBD. We want to see where that story goes.
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
come
for
back
sure.
to that.
yeah.
Australia was it was amazing, but the weirdest trip I think I've had in a while. Like, you know, honestly, I've traveled a lot and I always have really good luck with trips. Like typically nothing really goes wrong.
I can confirm that.
Yeah.
like weirdly get lucky on flights and all the things.
always,
right?
I very
Yeah.
rarely. I've been to 40 countries, guys. I've traveled all around the world. I spent 7 years living in Airbnbs and vacation rentals, literally no home, on the road full time. So when I tell you I've flown like hundreds of thousands of miles at this point, no joke. And very rarely do I have a canceled flight or a lost baggage or anything. Everywhere I go, I feel like the weather's always great. Like I just am lucky. God
Things
likes
just
me.
work out for you.
God likes me. He blesses everywhere I go.
There are so
And,
many people that secretly hate you right now. Just want
This
to.
guy never had a delayed
But
flight.
so like the week before I was leaving, I didn't realize that I needed a visa. So then my visa got denied. Then the visa literally got approved the day that I left. Like Regina, my assistant, is like, it came back like
You can go.
5 hours before my flight. So I was like, all right, sweet. So it already started like a little crazy. Then a fucking cyclone hits where I'm supposed to go. It just misses the island that I was going to be on, but I get there, the weather's all crazy. The first island that I was on was stormy for 5 days straight. The day that I left, the 5-day forecast was all sun.
Cleared
and I'm
out.
like, okay, cool. So then I look at the 5-day forecast of where I'm going, all rain.
It moved there.
It literally just like followed me.
It's like, where's Mink going?
So
All right, let's go fuck him
I
up
was-
over here.
I was in Australia for 2.5 weeks. I had my first ever international ER visit. Never had to go to the ER on a trip before, but I had to go here.
That was a fun story to watch on Instagram.
There was like 2.5 days of sun in my down under trip. And now I went to Australia for Christmas because it's their summer.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm going to spend all my time on the beach. I'm going to go snorkeling and diving in the reef. I'm going to have like just a surf beach vibe. And I pretty much just watched it rain the whole time. But honestly, like it was really cool. I had this moment when I was there and I was like finding myself get frustrated and I just had to check myself. And one of the things I remind myself is like, Anthony, sometimes you just have to trade your expectations for appreciation. Like, you're in fucking Australia, bro. And I just like embraced the rain. I went to the ER. I embraced like the issue with that. It was awesome. I met some really incredible people. And more than anything, I just really fell in love with the country. So my first trip was like a little bit different than I thought. So I can't wait to go back.
It'll be there.
Tell people why you were in the ER.
I want to hear what the fuck attacked you. Because
Yeah.
I don't get. I don't think I get the full story.
So I walked out of a coffee shop. It's like evening time, right? And this bug flies right into my fucking eye. And I'm not talking about like an average like gnat or little bug. Like it was like this big, like hard bug.
Australian bug.
Yeah, fucking flies into my eye. And as soon as it hits my eye literally starts burning. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like trying to get it out. And then I turned around and I went right back into the coffee shop because I knew they had a bathroom. I went straight to the bathroom. My eye is literally burning. I've never experienced my eye like searing burning. I pulled down my eyelid in the mirror and the bug is literally crawling underneath my eyelid, trying to like dig into my eye. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I turn on the water and I'm just like, just putting all this water in my fucking eye, trying to wash it out. I got water all over me. I'm like, I don't even care. It's burning, and I'm trying to get this fucking thing out. Because in my head, this is like some killer Australian
Penetrate
fucking bug
into your fucking
that's
brain.
like gonna dig its way into my
going
eye.
in to lay its eggs in your brain.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was going through. So I get it out,
Gross.
and I get it out, and I'm like trying to wash my eye out, but it's still just burning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. And I'm looking, and there's nothing still in there. So anyways, I go straight home. I get in the shower, and I take like warm water with the shower head, and I'm like washing my eye, holding my eye, trying to like clean it out, make sure there's nothing in there. It hurts, whatever. I'm like, it'll be fine. I go to bed. I wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. My eye is swollen shut. I have this white mucus all down the side of my face, and my eye is burning. And I was like, I'm going to lose my eye. I came all the way to Australia. It's raining every day. I threw out my back. Now my eye's going. Like, and I was like, dude, do I go to the emergency room? I've literally never been to the emergency room before. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going. And I just like went to the emergency room. They put some solution in my eye, like looked at it under a microscope. He's like, well, I got some good news for you. You're not gonna lose your eye. And the bad news is it's scratched up really bad. And he's like, it'll probably be really sore and irritated for like maybe 5 or 6 days, maybe a week. Gave me some solution. He's like, put this drop in your eye every 2 hours for the next week. You don't have to do it when you're sleeping, but when you're awake, every 2 hours. And it started to heal up over time, but my eye was like completely red and bloodshot for like 3 days. So yeah, it was an adventure down under for sure.
Dude, you see all those videos and they joke about all the things in Australia that can kill you.
Yeah.
And that literally experienced it on your first trip from
Just a bug.
Dude, I
Just a
literally
bug.
like I was staying in this Airbnb and it was in like a wooded jungle area, which was really cool overlooking the beach. And I walk out my first day and I'm walking and I look and there's this giant spider web with a spider that is like 3 inches in diameter. Like it's huge. And I'm looking at this thing, it's kind of discolored. And then there was a landscaper over here. I'm like, hey bro, what is this? He's like, mate, that one's no good, mate. That one's no good. Stay away from that one. I was like, well, why don't you fucking kill the thing, you know? He's like, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do,
Yeah.
you know? And then I met this girl while I was over there, and she was like, I have a farm, and we've got chickens and cows and this whole thing. And so I started following her on social media, and she posts this video of a python crawls inside the chicken cage and eats one of the baby chicks, right? The reason why she posted it is the python was stuck in the cage because the baby chick was so big, it couldn't climb back out of the chicken cage. And she had this video where she's like trying to pull the python out, but it won't fit. And the python's trying to fucking bite her. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just kill the fucking snake. And her response was like, just the poor thing was hungry. Like, there's no reason to kill it. I just needed to get it out of the chicken coop.
Just like a normal day in the life.
These people are different down here. I respect it, I admire it, and I can't wait to go back.
That's awesome.
Maybe they have like an unspoken law with it because everything is trying to kill you in Australia.
Don't kill it.
Yeah,
we'll
don't
respect
kill
you
it,
back.
and we won't kill you.
Yeah.
But we're going to eat your baby chicks.
And all the tourists.
Yeah, and all the tourists.
No, I was so right next to where I was staying there. I stayed in this place called Noosa. I stayed there for a week for Christmas. And there's this really beautiful national park right next door. And what was really cool is, if there's like a beautiful boardwalk along a beach, like this one went on for miles through the national park. And I'm talking like they had these beautiful decks built out over like a cliff, and you like walk around. It was awesome. And there's people like hiking and running and whatnot. And so I see this couple, and they were trying to take a selfie, and I was like, hey guys, you want me to take a picture for you? So I take a picture of them, and they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, from America. And they're like, have you ever been here before? No. And they're like, oh, have you seen any koalas? I was like, no. They're like, well, they're in the trees up here, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, also, we just passed a giant python. The python was eating a possum. And I was like, just like on the trail? And they're like, well, just like in the bushes. But if you might still see it if you go there. I'm thinking, how big is this fucking python? And it's eating a possum, and you're just like, oh, look, the python is eating the possum right next to the fucking hiking trail.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I think I'm not cut out for all this right now. I'm not a fan of snakes or spiders. Call me a bitch if you will, that's fine. But spiders and snakes are not my thing.
I could handle snakes, spiders. That's where anything bug related, I'm out.
No go.
Dude, I went on a fucking hike, right? And I looked down on my leg, and I have a fucking leech attached to my ankle.
Ew.
I'm like, what the fuck? I kick it off, and it's like spinning all around. It's
true what they say.
Rugged down there, bro.
Rugged.
But I love it. I can't wait to go back. It was
Memorable for sure.
Yeah. Again, like I thought I was gonna have a sunny, chill beach vibe, and I got the exact opposite. I got like a chaotic, raining ER adventure.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I think those are the most memorable. To your point, the most. Yeah, it's just,
Lean into it. You can't control all those things, right? You're not going to change the weather. So you can either sit and sulk and bitch about it, or you can make the best of it and try to, turn it.
Everything caught up to you, though. Like all the good karma that you had, you got
Compiled
all
into
the
2.5
bad
weeks.
stuff. Yep. So now you are level with everyone.
Yeah, I'm good to go. So we were at a conference.
Oh, yeah.
You put your name in a hat.
Oh,
And you won a brand new MacBook Pro.
I did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I did. It was great. I already have a lot of laptops and computers that I use at home, though. So I was like, I don't really need this. Maybe I can like put it on Facebook Marketplace and see if someone, wants to buy it for like, a discounted price. It's brand new, still in the box and everything.
Score.
So I know like it's easily worth $1,000 or something. So I just list it, and some guy messages me. He's like, hey, are you open to trades? I'm like, what do you have? Let's see what it is. Like, I'm still going to come out on top no matter what, maybe. But he's offering up a motorcycle for it. And like, I looked it up, and I'm like, it retails for like 35 grand. And I'm like,
3,500?
No, 35 grand.
There's that math thing again.
$35,000.
$35,000 for this brand new motorcycle. And yeah, exactly. I'm skeptical still. And I don't know anything about motors, so I'm researching it. Yeah. So I ask him, or do you want to know what motorcycle it is?
No, I'm just now continuing.
Where did the motorcycle come from?
It's from Mexico.
And this is on Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
The guy's legitimate from what I can tell. Like he's been on Facebook for over a decade.
Okay.
He's got at least a few hundred friends, so he doesn't look super scammy.
So just to clarify for the audience. So a guy on Facebook Marketplace offered you a motorcycle that retails at $35,000 for a MacBook that you can buy for $1,000, and the motorcycle is from Mexico, but it's in the United States.
And he bought it from auction, and he has all the papers for it, and it has 235 miles on it. So I'm either like going, I don't know how this deal is.
Do you ride motorcycles?
No, I don't. Which is why I'm just like, I don't know enough about
I get the
motorcycles.
motorcycle, then I could trade for a car, which you
could
do
trade-
drive.
yeah,
You
motor-
trade
trading up.
Yeah, keep trading up.
Yeah.
So it's
Guys, what do you think?
What do you
Post a picture.
Yeah, I'm curious to see a picture of this
in this
thing.
video,
Yeah.
post a picture of the motorcycle. So as we're talking about it, the audience can see it. And guys, give us a comment. Should JR do this trade and get this motorcycle? Or is he getting scammed and there's some bullshit about to take place?
Throw a comment up. Let us know your thoughts.
For you motorcycle people out there, it's a 2022 Italika RC200. I don't know what that means in motorcycle speak, but when I typed it online, it's apparently a really popular motorcycle in Mexico. So,
and it could be yours.
it could be mine. I might trade for
a
it.
laptop.
I'm supposed to get back to him.
It
This
might be
week.
worth doing the deal or just for the story.
It might be. He's in Coolidge. I have to rent a U-Haul because there's no way I'm going to be able to drive a motorcycle.
Dude, you know what
back.
you should do?
What?
This is fucking. So you got to think strategic, bro.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the strategy. You turn around and list that motorcycle for sale before you even get it. Okay.
Oh.
So
Get a
you
buyer.
do it on
So I
consignment.
get it lined up.
So you sell it before you even get it. You go exchange it, and then you turn around and resell it. Now you just walk away straight with the cash, so you have no risk.
yeah.
You get a committed buyer.
I mean, that's what I want to do, or I keep trading up. I like your idea more though, because I like the idea of just getting
Cash
the
is
cash.
nice.
Cash is nice. Cash is king.
No, you could go for okay. So yeah, you could go to cash, get the $3,500 or whatever he pays you for. Let's say he pays you $3,500 US. You're like, okay, cool. But then you could go buy something with that and then try to trade. You know what I mean? Like you could keep it
Keep
going.
it going.
Yeah, you could.
See
You
how
can trade
big you
for
can
cash,
snowball
but
this
keep
free
going.
laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, all from a free laptop.
All right, stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned for the story to see what happens.
All right. What questions we got today?
Yeah, let's get to the community, right? All right. So, the first question we have is, when did you decide to grow a beard? Were you still living at home? Did your dad call you an FM radio listening, long-haired, dope-smoking hippie? This question
did
comes
he-
from Dino.
Wow.
This sounds very specific.
Dino.
Did he call you a long-haired smoke? What?
Long-haired, dope-smoking hippie. So, it sounds like Dino got...
May have gotten.
He grew his beard.
Got
It
some-
sounds like as soon as he got
questionable.
out of his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did I first grow my beard? I mean, really, I think as soon as I could, right? Like I couldn't grow it in high school, had a little mustache. And in college, got a little stubble, but I don't think I could even grow a full beard till I was almost 30.
My dad hated facial hair.
Yeah?
Hated it.
Why?
Gillette. He's
I don't
part
know.
of
He
the
just grew up in that generation?
generation.
Yeah, that generation thing.
Yes.
I would grow out my stubble though. Like I had some like it wasn't a full beard, but like I had some good coverage
Yeah.
in high school and like, it would grow out, it'd be a little stubbly.
Yeah.
And it looked good.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Did you? This is a totally random question, but did you guys ever, when you were like 16 to 20 years old, wonder like, what will I look like one day when I get older? And like, will I be able to grow a great beard, or will I like, how will I look?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought about being taller. That's what it was.
Will I ever get taller?
Will I ever get taller? No, I won't.
No.
I
Yeah,
don't know why-
I think every guy probably goes through that to some degree, for sure. I definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the question, when did I first grow my beard? I think it was probably not until I was like late 20s the first time I could really grow a full beard. And I kept it tight for a number of years. I was probably mid 20s, kept it tight, kind of the corporate, kind of lined it up. I definitely lined it too high on my jawline. I didn't really know what I was doing, little chin strap looking thing. I did that for a little while. It's pretty hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was like always a rebellious kind of thing. High school, I was never allowed to go past a certain length because
Yeah.
dad would get really upset.
Yeah.
And then go to college. I go to BYU, Idaho, where you're not allowed to have facial hair except for a mustache, which is a really weird rule. I don't
No beard
understand.
at all, but mustache is allowable.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Yeah.
like
It's allowable.
Okay.
But I did get a beard card, which I was just me going to the doctor and being like, hey, could you write a card for like pseudofolliculitis on my neck so then I don't have to shave? So I could have like,
Nice
I couldn't
little
even have as
workaround.
much as you. I could have half of what you had at BYU.
Just to
I can
cover
get
the
away.
skin
Yeah.
for your medical quote
Yeah.
condition.
The medical quote.
Nice.
Okay.
As soon as I graduated, though, boom, 20,
Yeah.
26, full
Nice.
beard.
I like it. Yeah, I don't think I could grow like a real good thick beard until post 30 either. I know I had like just a little bit of stubble for a while. I was trying to rock that look, but it didn't really look that great in my opinion. But yeah. I think really what prompted me to grow out the beard was live bearded.
Yeah.
I know you had your beard, you have already grown it out, and you came up with the idea of live bearded as you were trying to find grooming products.
Yep.
And since we decided to partner, I was like, well, you'll be the beard guy, and I'm just going to keep my stubble and like, cause I didn't think I could grow a beard, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, I have this problem where like, I feel like I need to like use the products that we sell, and I need to be authentic with like what we're doing. And
It's true.
so
It's
like 3
important.
months in, we were living in Thailand. I was like, I just have to see if I can grow a beard. And so I just started letting it grow out a little bit and a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And then here we are today.
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever would have grown it. I mean, maybe I can't make that decision, but I genuinely think a lot of guys think they can't grow a beard. And it really just comes down to giving yourself the time to let it grow.
It's always shocking how much it progresses once you get, like, if you have thin spots, right, as it grows longer, it fills in those thin areas. And so it does typically look significantly different than what you anticipate it to. And the only way to really know is to do it, give it a shot, put the razor down for 3 months, 4 months, see what it looks like. And then I also, just so it's worth saying, rock whatever beard style you want, right? Like you've gone through different stages where you had it long and you hated it, and you found it where it's short, it gives you confidence, you love it, and that's at the end of the day, that's what matters most. So find the style that works for you. If long, short, goatee only, whatever gives you confidence, that's what you should grow.
I think everyone always goes through like that awkward beard phase too when they first start, because you don't know what it looks like on your face yet. You're always experimenting. It's like, how does this look? So like, I think people should plan for like a year of just like finding themselves.
Well, that's what we're here for, right? Like we create a lot of grooming educational content because when you're a guy growing a beard for the first time, it's fucking weird. You see yourself change in the mirror every single day. Like you don't know where to trim, what to do. And as most guys, they don't like go ask their buddies like, hey man, like give me some advice on this thing.
You learn about cowlicks that you have that just like go in opposite directions.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning with it like all going one direction, like, how do I get it down?
A little bit of product.
I remember we had this customer once upon a time who said he had a cowlick on the side and he would do his beard in the morning, and the only way he'd get it to lay down was to lay his face down on like a pillow for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, wait, you lay your face down on a pillow every day for 10 minutes? He's like, dude, it's the only way I can get the cowlick to go down. Like, that's hilarious.
There's other ways to do it.
Yeah. Beards are interesting, man.
Live bearded.
Live bearded. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the question, Dino.
Thanks, Dino.
I think we got him covered.
Dino, we got you.
Yeah.
Go to livebearded.com, buy all the shit. It's amazing. We'll take care
And
of you.
Dino, if someone's giving you shit and saying you look homeless, man, it's fucking rock what gives you confidence.
Envy,
Worry about
bro.
it. Yeah,
It's envy.
Forget them.
Shrug them off.
If you're happy, that's all that matters. All right. Our next question comes from Jerry Z. Jerry asked, help, I have a full long beard but hate my mustache. I need someone to tell the tricks of getting an awesome mustache to complement my beard. I love to dress as Santa, and this is my only issue. So, guy that dresses up as Santa, he's not a huge fan of his mustache and how it works. I could understand that frustration.
Your mustache has come a long way.
Yeah, but I always have to like trim it on the upper lip there.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you always are like biting into it. But it ends up happening with, it looks a little bit like yours. The outside edges grow really long, but this always gets really short.
Yeah.
So I kind of have like the same issue. I'm not a huge fan of my mustache. I kind of want to chop off the edges and go back to something a little more uniform like Ming's over here.
My simple advice, there's some trimming techniques. We've got tons of video content on this. Happy to direct that. We can post some links up or something. There's a lot of instructional how-tos that we have on our channel. So I'd say go down that rabbit hole. We can kind of show you some tips and tricks on what to do. But it's all little trimming techniques. See, you can keep it. You can actually trim it shorter here to get rid of those and let those grow longer.
Yeah. I guess the real thing is like, why do you hate your mustache? Is it because it touches your lip? If it touches your lip, I think that scissor technique of like just taking scissors and just like going up and just trimming it around it, getting it off there so you're not biting
and guys,
it.
this is if you have a specific question like this, the easiest way for us to help you is shoot us an email, support@livebearded.com. Like we built Live Bearded around serving you guys and going above and beyond to help with all these types of questions. We love getting feedback. Send us a picture of your actual mustache and we can give you direct one-on-one tips and speak to you directly.
Yeah, Jerry, send us a picture of your mustache. Spencer will come out and trim it for you.
That's right.
Wherever you are. This next question comes from Ethan O.
What's up, Ethan?
What is your favorite objectively bad movie? He says objectively bad.
So that would be like a movie that people are like, that movie sucks, but you secretly love it?
Yeah, like
kind of
I think you could look at it as like a guilty pleasure or
pleasure.
a movie that's collectively viewed as bad, but like, something like that.
You're the movie guy.
I'll kick it off for you. I'll give you guys some time to think. There's a movie, I want to say it's Val Kilmer's first movie that he ever did. Like, it was his big break movie. It's called Top Secret, and it's like a prop comedy movie. And I don't know if it's necessarily bad, but it's not like a great work of cinema.
Okay.
It's just super funny and goofy and over the top. And to like give people an idea of what kind of movie like a prop movie is, it's every scene is a joke in itself. Like you try to just cram as many things into it. Val Kilmer plays this music artist that's going to tour East Germany, and it's during the Berlin Wall is still up, so like everyone's like really just like there's still some kind of Nazis around there.
A little tension going on.
Yeah, a lot of tension, but he's a rock star. He's coming over to do a concert in East Germany, and that's the first time they've let an American rock star into their country.
Okay.
So that's where all the comedy is going to be coming from. He's riding a train, And as he's on the train and things are going by, a tree moves along really fast alongside the window, and a guy runs up and grabs on the tree. And everything in the background is moving super fast, but the tree's traveling alongside the train. And it's just meant to be a goofy joke. It's just a tree in the background. It's just a background joke. Another scene is like there's a librarian that's got this magnifying glass held up to his eye, and it's making his eye huge. It's just enormous. And when he pulls it down, his eye is still enormous. Like it's the same size as it was under the magnifying glass. There wasn't magnification. He just looks like a
It's
freak.
just a piece of glass.
Yeah, but the movie's called Top Secret, and it is just a movie about fitting in as many ridiculous jokes as possible at the
And
expense
have
of
you
the
watched
story.
this movie multiple times?
Yes, I love it. It is so funny. It is a great movie. If you have not seen Top Secret, you should watch it. I don't know what streaming service it's on, but if you type it in, I bet it's out there somewhere.
I'm struggling to come up with something because there's a lot of movies that maybe people think are cheesy or bad, where I'm like, it wasn't bad, But I don't know that I rewatch bad movies over and over.
When the question came out, the first thing that came to mind for me was Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
that's fitting.
That's pretty
objectively
bad.
Super cheesy, but you're sucked in,
Yeah.
like so bought into the story.
I remember,
Yeah.
like when did the first one come out? In 2000 or something?
Oh, yeah.
It was
2000,
like,
2001,
Yeah, so it was cool back
20
then.
years
And
ago.
what's crazy is like the series has gotten so big. I mean, there's fucking 10 of them,
Yeah.
So I've seen all 10 of them.
Yeah.
So objectively speaking, they're bad.
Yeah.
I've
But I will
watched-
say,
I've watched them.
objectively, the later ones are bad. Personally, I think the first handful were good, and they just got more and more and more extreme. But
It got to a
bad.
point where it
But
was
they're pretty
really
good.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Some of the
last
stunts
one-
they pull, you're like, it's fucking so unrealistic.
The last one was it was tough to watch.
Yeah, but we still watch.
But you don't watch Fast and Furious for realism.
Yeah.
No,
But there is like
That's a good series. That's
Dominic
a good example.
Toretto.
Dominic.
it's all about family. When you have family, you can ride your car off a cliff and still survive. You can swing from a poles, or I don't know.
You can jump from building to building.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
drive from the tallest building in the world to the other tallest building in the world, crashing through everything. If you have family.
That series went way longer than I ever thought it would.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, I don't think. I think as long as you're entertained, I don't think there's such thing as a bad movie. Because if the movie
the
makes you
point
laugh,
of the movie is to entertain you.
Yeah.
Make you laugh.
yeah, and
Okay.
even if it's bad, like movies like The Room.
Yeah.
Have you guys like seen clips of that?
No.
So you should actually don't just type The Room on YouTube and watch those clips.
Yeah.
It's a really bad movie, and the acting's awful. There's a moment it was like, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. And it's just like the emotional dynamics going
Yeah.
across are just.
I
it's
feel like
so
there's
weird.
a lot of as we're talking it out, there's this series on Netflix. I don't even know if it's a Netflix series, but I feel like there's movies that are created on Netflix called Sniper. And
Okay.
so it's like a series of like sniper military movies.
Okay.
In like a section. Okay.
And
I
it
know
has like the same guys in it, and they're different like missions. And the movie is objectively very bad. But every time I see it, it's like kind of a military sniper, like CIA type show. And
You like those movies, yeah.
I like
yeah,
those types of movies. And if there's nothing else to watch, I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. And the new one just came out, and it's bad, but I was like,
Do you guys, when you're
But you
looking
like
for something
it.
like that,
You understand.
do you guys go to new movies or shows, or fall back to rewatching movies that you know you like? If you're scrolling, you're like, hey, I want to unwind at Sunday afternoon or evening. Are you looking to go watch another show or movie that you know you're gonna like, or is it like, I'll gamble on this?
yeah, it's
new
interesting.
video?
I feel like more often than not, I rewatch something that I liked from a long time ago.
Yeah.
So like I got sucked back into watching Hawaii Five-0
Okay.
because there was like nothing else that I wanted to download for my fucking 15-hour
The
flight
flights
to
and stuff,
Australia.
yeah.
And so I was like, well, I can't find anything new. And then I was like, oh, so I downloaded that and I downloaded Suits.
Okay.
And I've seen both of those series. So I just
Yeah.
like watched that off and on. And,
Yeah.
and I chose that versus some other bullshit that I don't know about.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's interesting that you pick Suits. I wouldn't have pegged you for Suits.
Dude, I love
It
it.
is an entertaining show though.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just started watching it.
Oh,
We're a
you
little
guys
late.
got
We're
it.
late to everything because we're like, we don't watch in real time. We're like, let's get feedback from
Oh.
everyone to where it's like, you haven't watched Suits, you have to watch Suits. It's like,
I
okay,
was late to it,
I heard that
too.
20 times, so it's
Yeah.
like, we'll finally watch it. It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty good though.
I skipped the last season. I stopped caring about it at that
It's
point.
definitely fallen off. We're at like season 3 or 4 or something. You can see it's
There's a
trailing
few shows
little bit.
like that. Yeah. Like Scrubs too. Did you guys ever watch Scrubs?
Didn't get it out.
Yeah.
No.
I just don't watch the last season of that one. It's not the same show.
Billions though. Now, there's a good show. I did like Billions.
What
Have
was
you seen
what's Billions?
You seen Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like Billions is like Yellowstone for Wall Street. It like has that edgy drama, a lot of like not backstabbing, but like it's
The drama.
The storyline is billionaire hedge fund manager, main character, his like team of his business, and then his enemy. And there's this like weird, like the attorney general of New York is trying to sue him for like insider trading and take him down because he's this wealthy billionaire that can do whatever he wants. And so there's kind of like class warfare. There's like like the rich versus the poor. There's the business aspect of it where he's like
deal making and stuff.
Yeah, he's got, he's a billionaire, so he's got his fixers, and he's got like a fixer that takes care of things on this, and his like attorney that takes, and so he's just like, it's very interesting if you like business.
It's a good show.
Sounds fascinating.
But it's not. It's a lot of drama and just like it's super entertaining.
Yeah,
the
I get you.
That's practical business.
The entire series opens up. The very first scene in the very first episode is this dude like dominatrix style, like ball chain and gag, and this woman like steps her high heel on his chest, and then all of a sudden starts pissing on his chest.
What the
What the fuck is going on?
You're like, what the shit is this, right? And then it just like, it's pretty gnarly.
It's like, what is this? Oh, this is terrible. This off. This weird. Yeah, it's so weird. This weird. Yeah. So I mean, when he says objectively bad, I don't think there is such thing. Well, there is such thing as a bad movie, but if you talk about it and you get some sort of like entertainment, even if you're just taking a shit all over it, I think it's served its purpose in regards to entertain you.
Yeah.
If you have an emotional reaction to it, I think as an artist,
I don't know.
The artist wins.
If my emotional reaction is I just wasted that fucking 90 minutes of my life.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's objectively bad.
But if you're with buddies and you talk about just all the bad things in it, now if it is just like one of those like, oh, that was awful, and you don't talk about it again, then it fails.
I went and saw The Creator recently.
Okay.
So it's like an AI,
that's an AI robot.
Yeah, AI robot movie. It's like pretty new. I'm pretty sure the main character is Denzel Washington's son. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
Something Washington. Obviously. I went.
Probably. I was going to say, checks out.
Yeah, I went and watched it with Regina and her husband. We went and checked it out. And the whole movie, there's like nothing nice that happens. Like from the moment the movie starts,
it's just sad.
It's just
sad,
like
dark.
Chaos, dark, war, fighting. There's never a moment of like emotional relief.
Huh.
It's like
That's tough.
just the whole
That's
thing.
tough.
We left it and it's like,
Fuck.
wow, that's heavy.
I feel like shit.
Yeah. And like the movie opens up, right? And it's like there was a nuclear bomb that went off in Los Angeles and the humans are blaming the robots for doing it. And so now there's a war against robots. And literally like that's the frame that the movie starts in. And the frame never gets better. It's just like war, fighting, death, heavy. Yeah. And then they find out there's this super weapon, and the super weapon is like, I don't know if I should give it away, but anyways. It's
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the creator. Spoiler. Okay, now no one can get mad.
Yeah. Well, they basically, there's this super weapon that the robots have created to kill all of humanity. This is what they say, right? So there's like all these special ops people that they're trying to find this special weapon so they could kill it and kill the robots before the humans get killed by the robots.
Yeah. It's a race against time to destroy the weapon.
So they find the weapon. It's like a 3-year-old kid. Like this super AI robot that they made that looks like a human.
So why is it the secret weapon then?
Because as it gets older, its powers like transform to where it can like do anything.
Oh.
And so they're like, you have to kill it. And then the guy's like, it's a fucking kid. I can't kill the kid. And then
it's not a kid.
But
it's
is
a
it a
weapon.
kid or is it?
I don't know. You got to watch to find out.
Okay.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Dark, heavy. Not, I don't know. Not my cup of
those
tea.
movies
You
are
get no
hard.
emotional relief in that
Yeah.
movie. And at the end, it's like not even happy at the end.
Yeah.
So it's just like, damn, you could have at least changed a couple things at the end so that they live happily ever after.
Little
and
positive
I feel
endings.
good
I feel
that
like, okay.
Yeah.
They accomplished. They won.
Yeah.
All is good.
There's a movie called What Dreams May Come. I don't know if you guys see it. It's a Robin Williams movie, older movie. But that's one of those movies where it just hits you hard, nonstop the whole time. It's kind of an interesting take on what the afterlife might be like. But yeah, it just hits you really dark and hard the whole time. It deals with suicide, death, families getting torn apart.
He's exhausted when you get done watching.
crazy.
It
It's
is,
like
but
draining.
at the end there is this. There is this uplifting moment at the end. But I talked to my wife about it, Tav, and we're like, we can only watch that movie like once every 4 years because it is so emotionally draining and heavy.
I feel like if you get invested into a character, you want to see the character arc. You want to see the transition. You want to see
the hero,
the hero's journey. And man, if you don't get that, bullshit.
Yeah,
Fail.
It is fail unless it's like a horror movie where you expect the hero to just like not come out on top. But yeah, it is really unsatisfying when like
Very
the main
unsatisfying.
character that you're like, oh, I really want this to work out, and then it does. You're like, oh, screw you.
You know what's not emotionally exhausting?
What?
The do better dude of the week.
You're right.
Better Dude of the
It's
Week.
not.
That's the pickup we need.
That's the
Yeah.
pickup. Perfect timing. All right, guys, if you're tuning in, the Do Better Dude is somebody that we find out in the world that's just doing good, positive shit. Because as we were just talking about, there's a lot of negative shit in the world. And we like to highlight somebody that's got good values and standards, being a positive influence in the world, and just give them a little shout out. So, JR?
Unlike shitty movies that don't give you a happy ending, we're going to give you a happy ending.
Yeah. Get ready for the best happy ending you've ever had in your life.
And JR is going to deliver it.
And
Yep.
JR's going to deliver right now.
I'm going to give you your happy ending. Here it comes. Oh, okay. So this actually, this is very fitting for what we just talked about. All right, we got a hero here who dealt with some serious things in his life, and he had a heroic moment of redemption, of reform. Let me pull up the story real quick. So this happened in Texas, November 20th, 2023, Texas, around Houston. John Lally, on his third gravel delivery of the day, Saturday morning, he saw flashing police lights. Now, John Lally, just a little bit of background about him. He is an ex-con. He dealt with a lot of things. I don't want to dive into his past too much because he's our hero of this story, jumping into action. But he's had run-ins with the police before, and as he's in his truck with this big trailer behind him, he sees the police lights are up there. They were chasing someone who had stolen a car.
Okay.
And the car got in a wreck in the middle of the freeway, and the cops stop their cars. They get out, and the person who stole the car opens fire, and he ends up shooting one of the officers in the leg. The officer didn't get like mortally wounded or anything like that. He's shot in the leg, but he's down on the ground. John Lally gets out of his car and starts recording everything and documenting it. The reason he says that he was documenting it was so he could explain to his boss why he was going to be late to work for his delivery, because he's worried about that. But then when he sees the police officers,
Yeah, the significance of it. Yeah.
yeah. So his phone's like in his hand the whole time going around. Like you can tell it's really just like, it's just there to like kind of document what's
He's not
happening.
framing it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like,
So
okay.
it's a messy video.
Okay.
It's there. I'll make sure to post in the links there so you guys can check out. It's really crazy. So he's walking around his truck. He's hiding behind it. He sees the officer go down, and he goes up there, and with another police officer in the middle of like all the fire exchange going on, he grabs the officer who's injured, and they drag him back by his truck, and they throw him like under just to like give him coverage to keep him from getting shot again. But this guy who was an ex-con dealing with police officers, he went away to prison and jail for a number of years and all that. He sees these officers in trouble, and he steps up and he goes into action. In the middle of all the gunfire, like he's not wearing a bulletproof vest. He's got a truck with gravel. That's the only cover. He leaves his cover to go help the cop
Right.
that got shot, and they drag him back. And the interesting thing about it that I wanted to bring up is there was a quote. So the Houston Police Department police chief, Troy Finner, had this to say about him. He said, "People make mistakes, but a truly reformed individual is a person that we can use." And he stepped up, and other citizens stepped up, and I don't want that to get lost. It'll be a time that we'll acknowledge him formally, said Finner. So he knew about this guy's past and everything, and he acknowledged that like this man who's reformed is truly reformed. He came and he helped out. And so I think this is a great example of like someone who turned their life around and did something better for themselves.
Yeah, it's I mean, your past doesn't necessarily predict the future, right? Like who he was in the previous version of his life made some mistakes, it sounds like, but he learned from them.
Yeah, this is a guy that could have just sat there and like watched it happen, and then just
which
like,
when there's gunfire could be a totally okay stance for a lot of people, but for him to step up and help, and it's admirable. It's amazing.
He also said that he's been shot before too, and he was there comforting the officer as well. He's like,
I've been there,
"You're gonna be
bro."
okay, buddy. It's all right. It's all good. You can hear it
Just
on the
a
video."
flesh wound,
Flesh
man.
wound,
You're
you're
good.
fine, man.
Yeah,
You're not gonna die.
I got you, brother.
I think what's amazing about that story is just the willingness to help in a life or death situation.
Yeah.
I think it takes a special individual that's willing to put themselves in harm's way to serve and help someone else. And those are the stories that, we all hear, and they're just so inspiring because we want to believe that if we were in that situation, we would do something as well. And when we see someone that actually does answer the call, it's really powerful. So the past is the past. It's like, that doesn't predict the future. And I love the fact that he had the courage to step into action and support someone and help in whatever way he could.
Yeah,
Really-
I also want to call attention that John Lally also has a really great beard.
Nice. He must use the bearded.
He must.
Let's get that guy some
He
products.
must.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy
Get the
some
guy
hero
product.
product.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Watch Top Secret.
And go to livebearded.com. Check out the shit. If you like it, buy it.
Yep.
If not,
If not, that's okay.
We love you anyways.
You'll learn eventually.
Yeah, you'll come around. All right, guys. Pleasure being with you today. Thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far, that means we are...
We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're very
thank
thankful.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Exactly.
Be sure to like, comment, share,
subscribe,
send
share
it
the
everywhere.
things. It's super helpful.
Oh, and if you have questions, be sure to email us at ask@livebearded.com or put it in the comments below.
Awesome. As always.
Live bearded.
Bearded!